You're too right, it's not just gonna be Kivy that's the only thing crying. I've got no idea what I'm doing. I've not used Kivy for, I don't know, like nearly a year or something at this point. It's crazy. Oh, and it's a nightmare wrapping my head around it to begin with. Hello everyone. Welcome to this stream, folks. Hopefully we're doing fantastically well. Hope this suffering. Look forward to this suffering. There's going to be suffering. Yes, I am Melanie. I've been doing some programming. You should be afraid. You should be very afraid. Good news. We've got it working a little bit. Where'd that go? Okay, it was working a little bit, but now it's not. What have I done? I've done something. Line 72. Down. Wait, what? Oh, it's in the Kivy fit. Right, that's fine. Let me just casually hide that and we'll figure out what's going on. Yes, so I can get Kivy to actually open and it does something, which is nice. I've been doing a lot of stuff getting like all the scenes and stuff sorted out. Problem being that I'm kind of struggling to get everything to work the way that I want it to work. So we'll see how things go. We'll see what's happening. Also, this is a display mode, by the way. Don't often show off the whole display, but it's fine. We'll survive. But yes, no. So, I got an idea for a bit of a programming project. By which I mean I'm recycling a very old project that I've not done anything with for a very long time. Or rather, it's not recycling an old project, it's more like continuing the train of thought that I had forever ago. Because ages and ages ago, long before, well actually was it? I think it was the time that I first did any streaming, like on Twitch, because I did like a very small amount like forever ago. Just for the sake of some friends, really. I figured out how to get it started. It was fine. It was a nightmare. And I did a little bit of streaming. And around about that time, I was learning how to make various kinds of games. And I picked up a little project for myself where I was going to be making a bullet hell. And I freaking love bullet hells. I mean, I'm terrible at them. Like, I think I've maybe beaten like Toho on normal difficulty like once in my life. I'm not very good at them. But they do have a very special appeal to me. And that is that a bullet hell game is nothing but mathematics. It's all numbers and angles and it's just the best. It's just the best. Like, so having to think about how a bullet hell game actually functions is so satisfying. Like, numbers, like so many numbers. It's just so satisfying. So yeah, anyway, I basically got it into my head that with a bullet hell being the most number focused game that I could possibly make, why don't I actually try making one? And so that's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to do. So I've got the basics of Kivy actually up and running now, which is good. I think like the real tricky thing I'm having is of course the fact that I only have so much experience with Kivy in the first place. So like I got my hands on this little sprite sheet here. I got my hands on a little sprite sheet, and what it should be doing is letting me, like, you know, grab a little section out of the sprite sheet, and I've done that, but like now I'm trying to figure out how to actually get to show up over here, and it's been a while since I've had to do that, so yeah, I don't know. So I'm currently trying to figure that out. But what I want to do, ideally, today is, well, first of all, I want to figure that out. Second of all, I want to actually start working on the bullet pattern generation script, because I had so much fun writing that way back when. So yeah, I want to write the bullet pattern generation script, or get it started at the very least, and get a couple of bullets flying around. That'd be really nice. So yeah, we're gonna give this a shot. Wish me bloody luck. I'm gonna need it. But yeah, no, I just really like doing bullet hell games. They're fun. They're very, 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 very fun. Oh, excuse me. I am rather tired. Yeah, this is the first time that I've not been playing like Skyrim for what must be like 3 weeks. I feel like it's been a while since I did a stream that wasn't in Skyrim. So yeah, it's different setting up the 3D model instead of the 2D reactive image. It's different. It's very different. And also, you know, sitting down instead of like jumping around my living room, which does make a change. Right, is there any way? Right, I know how to get things to actually display, but how do I get them to do things? I think I need, like, I was making a little class over here to handle it, but I don't think I need... Actually, this can work. Hold on. So if I cut this out, get rid of another line, paste that in there, uncomment that, instead of being an image, we're going to call this a my bullet. I'm experimenting as much as anything else right now. We want that to be my bullet texture. Unexpected, it shouldn't be an unexpected argument. It takes... Ah, wait, I need arguments as well, don't I? There we go. Okay, that should be fine. What if I now... No, because that's then just going to be a test bullet still, isn't it? I wonder. Actually, tell a lie. This section here needs to be removed. So we've got this for my bullet, which is fine. Actually, do we even need that? I don't think we need that, do we? We'll come back to the thought later. Right, so we want to do this in... just in the main screen. Like, I just want the image to show first of all. If I can get the image to actually appear, I'll be happy. So we're on in it. Oh, nope, hold on. So we're initializing, we've got test bullets. This is where I refer back to the other attempt thingamajiggy. Oh, right, and then I need to assemble the full thing over here, don't I? Yes. Ooh. That's annoying. It's kind of fine. So instead of writing it over in the Kivy file, I just need to assemble the whole thing over here. That's fine. So we want a... Oh, but this is on pre-enter? Yes, on pre-enter. We'll do an on pre-enter. Def on pre-enter self args. Lovely. We want to... Oh, not self. Also, TV, why are you crying so much? Are you literally just crying because I'm constantly doing things in Python when I should be using them in basically any other language? Is that why you're crying? If that's the only reason you're crying, I refuse to recognize this. Listen, if there's a package for it in this language, that means it's meant to be done in this language. Okay? That's the truth. If I can make a game server out of Python, Python is meant to have game servers made from it. If I can make an app out of nothing but Python and Kivy, then it was made to be done. It's meant to be done with it. And therefore I shall. Right, okay. Yeah, I think I can probably do without that. Maybe just make that an image. Paste, comment that out. Yeah, we'll try making this just image. That's fine. So we want the layout to be horizontal. So layout is box layout. Orientation is horizontal. Sweet. That's completely fine. So then we want layout.add widget. I'm pretty sure we can just add test bullet, right? Add test bullet. I think we've got double parentheses. Yeah, I think we can do that. So then we just add the test bullet. So this is going to be the splash screen, and then this is going to be menu. So now we want menu is also a box layout with orientation is going to be vertical. So then menu dot add widget ooh, that's interesting. Button. Yeah, so then I need to actually set what the buttons do as well, which can be defined in Python, but can have the details actually put down in Kivy, which is fine. So we'll just have it be button, text, not sext, button text equals, let's see, I need a couple of options for the main screen, aren't there? Oh shit, I forgot to get my book. My book with my notes. Have I not inherited button? Not inherited, have I not imported button? I don't think I opened button. What the hell? Need to correct this. From Kivy UIX.button import button. Lovely. Just import that there. Good to go. So then text is going to be, got a new game. Got an options. Got quick game. It's fine. Well, this is going to be the splash image. Then we've got the menu. Layout dot add widget menu. And I don't know why this keeps doing double parentheses. It doesn't need it. Still, we're there. Okay, that looks about right. Am I missing anything? Then it's self.add-widget layout. Self.add-widget layout. Lovely. Oakley dokley. I think that should work, right? We hit start and then it crashes. Why did this crash? So it's trying to add the test bullet widgets. Then it's got no F bound, has no attribute F bound, did you mean bound? I mean, that's got nothing to do with me. It's nothing to do with me at all, actually. Maybe it's because I'm trying to add a texture rather than an image. Maybe. Can I... Well, first of all, I'm going to move this to the top. Just so I can have it instanced earlier. Let's see. Kivy set image to texture. Let's see. Texture itself is a graphics thingamabobber. Texture.create. You can create your own data and blot it into the texture. That's fine. Don't care. Texture atlas. I don't care about texture atlas. Kivy texture to image. Let's check image. Okay, so then it would be a rectangle with said texture. Tricky. Yeah, I was enjoying working on this at the weekend. Actually, it was a very nice little project. I was having a lot of fun with it. Texture object of the image. Oh. Okay. Can I just get the image from the texture? I'll see if I can. So this is going to be image with texture. Texture create from data. That's not right. Maybe texture create. How does texture create work? No, that's just a texture. I did check out image from texture, right? Kivy image from texture. No. What if we just say it's the image? Parameter arg unfulfilled. Image. It wants any object. Okay, so maybe I can just take it from test bullet. Can I just make an image from that and then can I just load and bullet? Might be able to, you know. If I can, that'd be very convenient. Hasn't. Immediately cried, except it crashes now. Of course it has. Add widget can only be used with instances of the widget class. It's because I'm adding the bullet as a widget. Kivy image to widget. Add image widget in Kivy. Loaded this one, haven't I? Why is this so tricky? Yeah, there's something about Kivy actually. It's not the most intuitive thing in the world. And the guides are slightly spotty. S equals widget and self.image. Yeah, because like the way that I got here, I've got this big sprite sheet here and I'm trying to take this image out of it. This little red dot. Well, this big red dot, I suppose. Bring it over a little bit. Yeah. I want this red dot here. And I've taken an image of it. I've got the little snip out. That's what this line's doing. But that's a texture. I want to take the texture and turn it into an image. And I want to add the image. But apparently it's not a widget. A regular image is a widget, I'm pretty sure. Button's a widget. Maybe do I need to do .img? Bullet is an image. Image has a lot of keyboard args. Yeah, we might be here a little while before I even make any progress. See, this is why I stick to back-end stuff, so that I don't have to show this stuff off. I'm terrible at front-end stuff. UI stuff, who cares? Users don't need to know how something works or have things look visually appealing, do they? Do they? No. Completely unnecessary. Is this even front-end? Technically, because I'm making things display on the screen, is what I'm trying to do. So it's probably not even front end, it's like trying to reach the front end. Dear. Yeah, that's how bad I am though. Back end all the way. Yeah, this is tricky, isn't it? What can I do? Noted. Hello, Alm. Good to see you. Hopefully you're doing well. I'm doing okay, thank you very much. Not playing VR today. I actually want to make a bullet hell game, so here we are. Now, hopefully life's treating you well there. Hopefully it's good with you. Why is this being this way? We've got the image. We're trying to take a bit of the image. Actually, could I just, like... Hold on. Can I just be really sneaky? Like, let's just load the entire image. Let's just load the entire image. And we'll see if we can get that to display. If I can get the whole image to display, that will be a good sign. So we open up and it crashes. Image object has no attribute image. I mean, if you say so. We'll remove that and try again. And it crashes again. Add widget can only be used with instances of the widget class. It crashed. Of course it crashed. Doing well. Life's been life and life indeed be life. And it crashed. Of course it crashed. Right. Kivy add an image. This is something that I never actually did when I was working on Kivy before. I never actually added an image. So it does just want an image. It does just want an image. From Kivy UIX image import image. Return image with source equals. Right, okay. Do we need to set the source or something? So source equals that. That's fine, I think. And then it crashes again. It wants one positional argument. Why? Why does it want a positional argument? Why should it need a positional argument? It shouldn't. This is why type-safe languages are superior. Listen. Listen. One day, I'll get around to learning Rust for real. And then you'll cry even further. Sure. Hey! I was going to do it before. Self-taught image is that. So it's just image with a source. What the hell? We'll do it one day. Right, what about set a breakpoint, bug fix. Let's have a look at what it thinks that the bullet is at this point. Crashes immediately, because of course it does. Yeah, so the bullet has reference to a data image, it's got a certain height and size, it's got texture. Pixels. This doesn't bode well, does it? Does not bode well. I don't know why this is so tricky. I'm just trying to make it's like I don't know, I don't get it. I just want to display an image. Like, I've got the image, it's a PNG. It's right here. It looks like this. Well, it's like this, but like zoomed out a bit more. I just want that to appear. And it's not. And I don't know why. Right, stop you running. Add widget can only be used with instances of the widget class. Why is this not a widget? Image widget. Oh wait, S is a widget, and then we add widget, which is self.img, which is an image. I mean, it really feels like the way it's described, image is a widget. Is it not? Core images, copy from image. Oh, it's an event dispatcher. Where do you inherit it from? Well, not inherit it, import it from. Kivy UIX.image. Oh, am I inheriting it from the wrong place? Yeah, I've got it from Kivy.core.image. Okay, maybe we don't want it from Kivy.core.image. Maybe let's get it from Kivy.uix.image. Okay. So now it's complaining that there's an unexpected argument. That's fine. So now we can replace this with source equals. Yeah, okay, now it's happy. Yeah, we're using the wrong. We're importing the wrong type. So this should now work. Bloody better. Hey! Look at that! We actually got it working! Huzzah indeed. Right, okay, now I'm happy with life. Are you proud of me? Are you proud of me? Mel can actually learn! Somewhat. Yes. Right, okay, happy with that. Right, so test bullet. We want this to be declaring the source. Let's copy, and paste. Test bullet. Right, now we should see, when I run this, a white dot with a red surrounding. Let's rerun, open up, and it crashes. Image.source can accept only string. Right, okay, so good news, we can display an image. We have done the equivalent of hello world. Bad news is, I now need to figure out how to get it to accept a texture as an image. So that's interesting. So what I can do, instead of saying source as text bullet, let's say texture equals test bullet and see what happens. Okay, it gave me something slightly different. It looks like, what the flip is that? It's showing part of the image, but not the part it's meant to be showing. Like a dark line and a light line next to each other. Even though it's pointing to here somewhere. Also, there's a gradient going on with that as well. Like, you see there's like a little... I don't know how well you can see it here, but like the gradient goes like dark at the bottom to light at the top. And that means I'm not sure exactly what it's pointing to. But it should be somewhere on this. It's supposed to be a red dot! Where is it? Around here somewhere. Show the background. It's not down here, is it? That a sword? No. Is it down here? How does the coordinate system work? Because yeah, it looks like it's taking a bit from here, even. Enable the grid. Yeah, it looks like what it's picking up is maybe a bit over here or something. Why is it doing that? Like, that's not what it should be doing. Very weird. Why should it increase down the axis? No, yeah, that's what I thought. I've been assuming the origin's top left. So I went over by 40. Yeah, I went down by 16 to find the start point, so that should be here. And then over by 48, so that should be here. And then it's a 16 by 16, so you just like add another amount on. Unless... Wait, hold on. How does this work again? Somewhere around here there's something for working with textures. That's graphics. That's the atlas. We don't care about the atlas. But do like it being called an atlas. That's very fun. Right, okay, there's the texture. That's reloading the texture. There's one which is create from, flip, get region, map. Maps are cool. That's wrap. It's in here somewhere. Parameters, bit buffer, Kivy graphics texture. Create from data, no. No. That's not the one. That's async image. Is this it? Texture atlas, there we go. So Kivy texture.getRegion function is what I'm looking for. So is in texture. Texture atlas. Ah, that's not the one. Is it in graphics? That's bind texture, border image, box shadow, no, that's cool though. Fallback, canvas, space. What did I just say? Get region. There's get region. XY height, width height. Right, okay. So then this should be 16 by 16. Not what I put it down as. So let's try rerunning this. And now it gives me that tiny little bit. But it looks like it's pointed to something completely different than what I thought it was. So what happens if I set this to 0, 0? What does it think 0, 0 is? And out of interest, we'll make this 128, 128, just to make it easier to tell what it thinks it's looking at. Does it go from the center? It might go from the center. Oh. Let's see. Where does it think this point is? Okay, I think it's actually starting bottom left. It thinks this is the origin down here. That is that's freaking wrong. That's just wrong. That is wrong. Yeah, TV. My response exactly. Okay, if there's any reason for me to stop using Kivy, it's this. This is disgusting. I feel sick. Okay, well, good news is there is a simple solution to this. Let me just Control Z a couple times until we actually get the numbers back. Right, this is fine. So. We know what the dimensions of this file are. It's still counting fine on the y-axis, it's the x-axis that's the problem. But we do know it's 1408 long. So we can just do, that's length, so that's fine. So it's the 1152 that's the problem. Also, how does it... I don't know how it zero indexes. So, let's go 1152 minus 16. 1152 minus 48. I don't know why I have to do this. Does this get me a red dot? It gets me part of a star. That is a quarter of a star. That is... I can't tell you how much that's not what I was looking for. Because I did it wrong, didn't I? Yeah, I did it wrong. So it's currently pointing... not there for some reason. It's pointing over here. Right, okay, so... I mean, that's quite a bit further over than I thought it was going to go. So that can just stay on 16, right? Does this get me my red dot? It gets me a white dot. It does get me a white dot. Of some kind, of some description. Let's turn this grid off. I think it's currently looking at... how much of a white dot is the dot? Oh, it's a double ring. How dark is that? That was pretty dark. I think we're currently looking at that. I keep seeing things on the sprite sheet. I mean, you should. There are things. Yeah, we've got... yeah, these are... apparently these are Toho sprites. We've got Toho sprites. Well, some of them are. Yeah, we've got some interesting little creatures going on here. We also have the 9s. We need those Qs. Yeah, pretty sure they're Toho sprites. They're from yeah, I actually picked these up on itch.io. They're kind of, you know, sitting there free. As much beef as there currently is going on with itch, there's free assets there. Hold on, there's free assets there. Right, can I promote our Lord and Savior Kenny? Who's Kenny? Are we talking South Park? Are we talking South Park? Or do you have like an artist to suggest? Yeah, if there's a link to some assets that I could use, send them over. Send them on over. Let me see. Right. So we've got this working. So row 16, whatever minus whatever. So 16's there. Ah, I've done this the wrong way around. So I want 48, 16. This should now be red. And not sponsored, thank you. Okay, apparently this is the laser beam. Oh, right. Right, I forgot. Because it starts at the bottom, I've now got to move it up to the top. So this is in the right spot. It's just one too high. I can't believe it starts in the bottom right corner. That's disgusting. Right, so then it's got to be 1152 minus 32 if I rerun this. Red dot! Holy crap, that was way more effort than it should have been. Why it's designed like that, I do not know. Right, but this is fine. This is completely fine and good. Because this means I can now draw a bullet. I can now, yes, dot indeed, dot indeed. Right, okay, so this is fine. So what we'll do is, I didn't mean to do that. What we'll do, we will grab this little section here, because this is the important bit. I'm gonna delete that, I can delete that. We're gonna have a little separate definition, and don't worry TV, we're gonna separate everything all out at some point, I promise. It'll even happen before I forget that I should be doing it. But yes, we've got our test bullet, that's fine. I also don't need my bullet, so we'll delete that. So now we've got a bullet. We've got a bullet, or rather we've got a texture of a bullet. We've got the texture of a bullet, which can then have fun stuff done to it. I won't hold my breath, shut up. Listen, just because, wait, hold on. I'm gonna go back over to the gacha game. Yeah, so the front end of the gacha game, the main file for the front end, and this is just the front end, is over 500 lines long. The client file is nearly 600 lines long. And how much is the server, dare I ask? Where's the server file? Okay, the server file is not open just now, bear with. There's the server file. It is 717 lines. All in one big file for running the server. I mean, it does refer to a couple of different files. There's like one entity file which controls like game logic, which itself is nearly 500 files long. 500 lines long. Dear. I freaking love the gacha game project. Do some more on it at some point. Anyway, we're focusing on this just now. No gacha when we've got bullet hell to work on. Right, so now we get this to actually work. That's good. So currently I've got it set when we go to this screen. So if we actually run the game, we go to the start, we go to here. When we click on one of these buttons, either new game options or quit. Well, quit's gonna stop the game, obviously. Options will take you to an options menu that I've still got to write. New game currently should take you to difficulty select, but difficulty select doesn't do anything just yet, or rather there's no function to take you there. It should be running app get current app, get running app root current equals screen difficulty select. But for some reason it doesn't, which is interesting. Clicking on that should take you straight there. So screen difficulty select has been defined, and we've got the class definition of it just here. It does look for a selected difficulty, or rather it'll hold a selected difficulty. But yeah, clicking it doesn't actually move it to screen difficulty select, which is weird. Because I mean, the title screen updates it to the main menu and it draws. Is it just because this isn't actually... Yeah, I've probably just not done anything with it. Right, instead of sending it to the difficulty select screen, let's be lazy. We will immediately send it to... Let's see. Why do I have two screen display main? We don't need two screen display main. That's fine. There's also character select screen, which we'll also have to put in, but this is fine. So we want screen display main. There we go. Then we go to screen. But this has got. Wait, it's screen difficulty select, screen difficulty select. So it's screen. Oh wait, it's screen display main, but I've got screen main display. Oh my goodness. I'm so bad. I'm so bad at everything. Right, screen display main, now matches. Screen display main, now matches. Now if I click on it, it should take us to the right direction, right? Now I click on this, and it takes us nowhere, because why would it? Wonderful. Okay. How do we fix this? Good question. Very good question. I'm gonna very quickly do a little line here. Send to screen character select. Shouldn't need to worry about that for a little bit, but whatever. So screen character slides is there, screen display main. Right, okay. So I'm not going to be ridiculously fancy here. But actually, now I think about it, I could maybe do the sprite just to indicate the target, the objective, something that's to be done. So maybe take one of the yin yang orbs. If only I knew how big this was, that'd be helpful. Oh, that's tricky to count. No, I don't want any. Why is there an AI assistant in this? Why does PyCharm have an AI assistant? Heck off. Yeah, I could really do with. Wait, can I draw on this? No, it also won't help me find what I'm looking for. Helpful. Yeah, having everything just being like one big texture file is kind of annoying, actually. I'm gonna go out on a limb, actually. I'm gonna use a little bit of math these. So these are 32 by 32. So I assume these are 64 by 64. So let's see, I can do some maths on this. So we're gonna do test enemy. Why not? It's gonna be texture bullet ones get region. Except instead of this range, we're gonna want it to be, let's see. $1408 minus, so 1408's over here, minus 128. And then it's going to be 1152 minus 128, 192. If I'm right, this should be the darker yin yang orb. And we want it to be 64 by 64. I can't believe it doesn't like explain what this looks like. Right, this is fine. So I'm gonna try and get it to display test enemy instead now. So we're gonna get show test enemy, just out of curiosity, just to make sure that it actually does display as expected. There we go, just as expected. Wonderful. Right, okay, I'm learning. This is very, very good news. Love learning. Right, so that's good. That's worked. I can't believe how unintuitive this is. Okay, so now we've got test enemy. This means we can actually start working on the main display. So let's see. So def, we want on pre-enter. Any args? Doing the args, that's fine. Self.clear widgets. We only actually want one widget, and this is going to be a tricky part. This is going to be the tricky part. It's been a long time since I've actually done like OpenGL stuff. Like actual graphics library stuff rather than just, yeah, you can just put it wherever. And I think, unfortunately, that's what I'm going to end up having to do. At least I think so. Because... yeah, I don't know. Like, you kind of like draw things out in Kivy, but I think you just want a drawing window so that we can actually... I mean, that's for shapes. But we don't need a drawing window. Probably don't. It's probably getting pretty basic. Oh, you can just use a canvas, can't you? Relative layout inherits from relative layout. Right, so it's a relative layout. Yeah. Okay. So it's a relative layout. Okay. Okay. Okay, relative layout it is. I don't know if I need to do everything here. We may be able to do this in the Kivy file. We've got the main menu. We've done all of this already. I think I can just delete all that, and this shouldn't break anything, right? Good, doesn't break anything, that's fine. Okay, so we'll just delete this. Now, we want screen display main. ID screen display main. I'll just copy all this because I'm lazy. Very, very lazy. Okay. Kivy motion event. Base class used for events provided by pointing devices, touch and non-touch. Right, that's what I need to figure out. Listening to a motion event. I mean, we don't necessarily want to do that just now, but that is good to know. I want to move things, but not that way. Give me something to work with here. Then graphics. I just need a lead. So there is canvas. So you draw to the canvas and then you draw the canvas. I mean, obviously. Yeah, that makes sense. Oakley dokley. And this display is a canvas already. Okay, so I think we do want to do this in the Python file. I want to make a bullet appear, and then I want the bullet to move. Gotta start small here. I know what I want to do. There's some really fun things you can do with bullet patterns, and I look forward to getting to the stage where I can actually implement them. But likely we're a little ways away. Let's see. Baby steps, Mel, baby steps. We need... To make this a little simpler, I'm going to make another class. Also, yes, TV, I finally got around to watching that video on object-oriented programming that you linked a couple days ago. I watched up until the end of it. I've not watched the questions because I got distracted at work. By which I mean it was the end of the work day and I had to stop watching it. It was good. It was really good. I actually really enjoyed it. I thought it was really interesting. Just the whole argument about how the benefits that have been touted for object-oriented programming are not touted for the reasons that they should be, and also the people who actually implemented it in like C++ are basically missing the point. They missed the most exciting and sexy part of the entire thing, and we're left with like the mundane part that isn't like, it's good, but it's not necessarily the best way of doing things, which is very fun. But that's why we have interfaces now. Yeah, exactly. Right, so we'll make a new thing. But yeah, it's not lost on me that Python is literally an entirely object-oriented language. Like, literally everything in Python is an object. Like, a variable is an object. Dear Python. But yeah, who knows? Maybe they'll end up adding a bunch of fun stuff in the background to make it actually fun. Anyway. It's class game window. It's going to be its own widget, so this is going to inherit from widget, which is fine. Although apparently we've not inherited. No, not inherited. I keep calling it inherited. It's not inheriting. It's imported. Where exactly do we import it from? Look, that's image. Ah, so it is UIX widget, that's fine. So from Kivy UIX widget, import widget, that's fine. The game window inherits from widget, that's completely fine too. So we're gonna inherit the whole super everything. Oh, all that jazz. Define. Can I just steal this? That's position. Let's see. Kivy rotate rectangle. Rotation example, wonderful. Interesting. Oh, so it's a float layout. Interesting. So you got a float layout. Then there's a button. But it's interesting. With a push matrix and pop matrix. Push matrix. Interesting. This is all just in graphics. So there's rotate, Kivy.graphics.rotate. On the model view matrix, you can set the properties of the instructions afterwards with, for example, this. I don't need to worry about rotating right now. Why am I worrying about rotating? I don't need to worry about rotating. I just need to generate the things. I'm thinking way too far. Okay, so I'm just gonna copy this. I'm gonna shamelessly copy this code with self.canvas, self.rectangles, rectangle. Okay, so I need to import rectangle. Which of course I also need to look up. Why is it so hard to find easy instructions on frickin' Kivy here? Kivy dot graphics import rectangle. So we've got the rectangle, then we bind, then we update, then update rect, self arguments, not self. Self dot rect dot pause equals self dot pause. Oh, not poo, and not se semicolon pause. F rather. Okay. 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 So that's the widget. And then, of course, we need some kind of logic controller that says what it does. So then maybe we don't want it to be a rectangle per se. What if self dot bullet is image test bullet. Image source equals test bullet. Pause equals self dot pause. Size equals self dot size. Actually, I don't need the whole size thing because we're not going to use that, are we? I'll leave it in for posterity. Why not? So hide that. Hide that. Update bullets. I'm so bullshitting right now, you've got no idea. I'm literally doing monkey see, monkey do. Like, I see a pattern, and I have to try and replicate the pattern. Crashed immediately, lovely. Why did it crash immediately? In 62, ID display main. Oh, right, that's fine. I just didn't put something in over here properly. Needed a semicolon here. That's why that's complaining. Get a bullet. But I can't even go to the new game page. Wonderful. Why is that not bound? Why hasn't that bound? We've got screen menu over here. Is this the problem? The fact that this is here at all? I just removed that. That fix it. Nope, in fact it contributes to the problem. That's fine. The screen main menu is here. This is what sets the logic for everything. Def new game does that. Oh right, it's because I've not bound the effect to the button, have I? No, I need to bind the effect to the button because yes, of course I do. That makes perfect sense. No, shush TV. Shush. Silence. I'll hear nothing of it. Right, front end. That's add widget, but how did I... Ah, yes, so I need to do something.bind. And then the function. So I need to set that separately. Okay, so we're gonna have to do this a little bit more granular. ng is gonna be a button. Opt is gonna be a button. And qt is gonna be a button as well. And I'm definitely not gonna forget these names. So ng.bind. We want to bind the function new game, which is on release equals self dot new game. Opt.bind is on release. Oh, not on recorder key. On release. Is self dot options menu. Why are you sad? Ah, it's because I'm doing an equals. It shouldn't be an equals. Then qt.bind Something something bind the Qt what? Qt.bind on release self dot. Oh wait, actually, there's a way to just kill this, isn't there? Kivy, I've got so many tabs open. Quit app. How do we get that to work? Just app.stop, lovely. I also like it being on release rather than on press, just so you can do that thing where you like press a button and you're like, oh shit, I didn't mean to press that one, but it's already shut. So I set it as on release so you can tap it and then move away, so it's not a problem. But yeah, that's just me. So now we can go add widget ng, add widget opt, add widget qt. Lovely. So now that's actually done all the binding. We click over here. It crashed. Why did it crash? It's crashing because of on pre-enter. Why is it crashing on pre-enter? Key event dispatcher, line 108, that's over here. Is it because we're binding? Can it not bind on turn? Self is not, none is not callable. Self.new game, I mean self, it's because new game comes after pre-enter, right? Okay, so if we cut this, drop this in over here, that should fix that, right? No, it did not. Okay, never mind. Put it back. Do I need to define these during the definition, maybe? Let's try putting this over here. We'll make these self. We'll make these self. Will that work? No, no, it did not. On release equals self.new game. Why is there a problem with that? The function is there. None type object has no attribute current. Oh, it's because app doesn't exist yet. Oh, that's problematic. So the problem's not where the things get defined, it's where these functions get defined. It's where these functions get defined. I mean, I've not had this problem before. Elsewhere, I've had no problem with it. Unless I'm completely wrong and an idiot, which I very well might be. But over here, it's had no problem. So back is a button with back. Back.bind on release self.transition. Self.transition. Looks for app.get running app.root.transition direction, app.get running app.root.current. And we're doing app.getRunningApp.root.current. So why are you complaining? Because we're doing it literally the same way. None type has no attribute current. Is it because there's no root? But then why is there no root? Because there should totally be a root. Why would there be no roots? The root should just be a UI manager. And we've got a UI manager. We said that before. The root is just UI manager. Takes you to the title screen to begin. Which is right here. This is just UI manager. Which is also defined back. Wait, where's it defined? There's the UI manager, right. UI manager is a screen manager. Which is what it should be, and it should just be a pass because it's nice and simple. There's the UI manager, then it's the app. The app itself, when you only define build is UI manager. I've got some other logic going on here as well. But that should be fine. Also, the whole app.getRunningApp thing, that works. I know that works because I use the exact same step on the title screen. The function's right there, press start. Is the issue that I define everything over on this side over here. So screen title, we've got the button with start, on press, root.press start. Maybe I should be trying to do this in Kivy instead, just to make my life a little easier. Because I mean, there's no reason why I can't do this in Kivy, and then just do the binding over there. Yeah, okay, we'll do that. We'll do that. That's totally fine. We can leave pre-enter where it is, I think. Except wait, this is a new game. Yeah, I think we need to have it over here. So screen main menu is here. So we've got our canvas. We want a box layout first. So we've got our box layouts. And then first of all, we want an image. Now I need to figure out how to get this to work over on this side. This is helpful. Texture is going to be, rather use that, don't we? Yes. This is going to be test bullet. Hopefully it doesn't complain about that. That should be fine, so that's the splash image, that's fine. And then within the box layout, next we want another box layout. Forgot, I need to set this to be orientation horizontal. That's fine. Have this over a bit. Horizontal. Lovely. That's a texture, that's fine. So we want another box layout. Within that, nested box layout. This can be vertical, which is totally fine. Then this has just got 3 buttons, which is lovely. So button text equals not equals. This is going to be new game. And we set this as a bind. Just by setting on press or on release. So on release, isn't it? Yes. On release, we want to run root dot new game. Right, so that should be what we need to do now. So copy, paste, paste, paste. The second one's not new game, it's options. Then this is options menu. And this one, it's quit. And we already know what this one, this is self.app.stop. Or here it would just be app.stop. Actually, that should just be app.stop, shouldn't it? Yeah. And it's a function. So app.stop. Which seems fine. When I've used it over here before. Yeah, it's lowercase app. That's fine. Do I need to do app.root? Copy app.root. Doesn't seem to complain too much. Right, so what we've done there is we basically reassembled all this, including this section as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to comment that out because I think it's unnecessary. Now it should work more or less the same way. So let's give this a try. It fails immediately. Okay, the problem is with the texture, apparently. That's annoying. Test bullet is not defined. Scheisse. That's bad. Maybe the problem is that we're doing it test bullet. Maybe it needs to be root.testbullet. Maybe that'll be able to find it. It crashes immediately, of course it does. Still struggling to find that. What about app.root? Will that find it? It does not in fact find it. Crud. Yeah, I remember running into problems similar to this before, where it just can't find what it is I'm looking for. Okay. How granular do we have to do things here? Because I can get the test bullet from here. There's probably nothing stopping me from going this specific and then dropping it into an image on its own. So let's just copy that. We'll put this here. So the box layout is going to contain an image with this being source is going to be that. That should be okay. Nope, crashes immediately. This time it's an invalid syntax, so... Interesting. Ah, it's because I didn't capitalize this properly, isn't it? Still crashing, but not for the same reason. That's good. Now it's crashing because I've got the orientation in the wrong place. That's completely fine. I can live with that. So, cut that. Clear that. Drop you in there. Still crashing. It's still struggling to find the source. That's a problem. So yeah, once the source comes from test bullet. Test bullet is texture bullets 1. Ah, maybe the problem is that it's actually looking for texture bullets 1. I need to do this. So let's swap texture bullets 1 for that. Try it. Still crashes immediately. This time because it's failing the source. It's really bad at telling me what the problem is. Name image not defined. That's very annoying. Very annoying indeed. Why would it make my life simple? Why would it not tell me exactly where the problem is? So yeah, it's looking for the source for the image, and it's failing to find it. Right, what if... We've got source. What if we just say that the source is this, and we can come back to the whole get region thing after? Does it still complain? It doesn't complain. Wonderful. It's not showing what it's supposed to. Because now it's just showing me a white screen. That's not good. That's not at all what I wanted. Let's try and make it a bit smaller, because it might be taking up way too much space to be able to do anything with. Nope, crashes immediately. Because it doesn't want the size hint. So the problem's here anyway. If we do that, the buttons don't show. Why not? Am I, like, not indenting things properly? No, I'm indenting fine. Is it... Wait, is this just, like, redrawing? No, it's not redrawing. That box layout's fine. Ah, it's because this image is wrong, isn't it? That's very annoying. What if we just comment that out? This is going to be really annoying. Unindent those and run. Does it now give me 3 buttons? It does not give me 3 buttons. What the hell? This is in... Oh, that's in screen display main. Oh, that's in screen display main. That's supposed to be screen main menu. So that's part of the problem. Let's try re-indenting all that. Keep that as it is. Cut that. Drop it in here. That box layout is not set properly. Right. So yeah, we'll come back to display main. I just want to be able to see the main menu first. There we go. So now we can press a button. UI manager object has no attribute new game. Ah, right. Okay, so we definitely don't want app then, because the manager has no thing, but root does. We go to here, we can go into there, we can click new game, and it brings us to what should be the new game screen. Wonderful. Problem is, once again, that image. I could make my own image class which just uses that. Like, it always uses that. Or like a class that uses a set of coordinates to determine what it is. That I could probably work with. That I could probably work with. So, how do I do that? I've done the code for it already. I just need to make it do its thing. Yeah. AFK-ish, no worries TV, hope all's good. Right, so I've done this code, I just need to get it to return an image with what I want. So we'll do class, let's see. Just call it my sprite because whatever. This is going to inherit from image, which is completely fine. Be lazy and copy the init function because that's fine. We do want some special arguments. So we want X, Y, size X, size Y. And then the keyword arguments, which is fine. And we use these immediately. So. What we do, oh wait, we need source as well. But then wait, we take source from this doc. Yeah, we take source already in the implementation, so this is fine. So self.texture. Wait, is it self.texture? Hold on. I've been doing too much, haven't I? Very slightly. Yeah, you can create an image from the texture, which is its own thing. That's completely fine. So self.texture is going to be source, self.source so the source is the image. Oh, it's source. The source is just the image. Self.source.texture then. Self.source.texture dot get region. And then we go X, Y, size, X, size, Y. And I'm pretty sure I've mistyped something. Yes, 6. 60, size X, and size Y. Oh, and also that's size Z, that should be size X. Right, okay. That, I think, should return what I want. If I'm not very much mistaken. Except for the fact the size is going to be different because it's just drawing entirely from something else. Unless I get clever and put source in there. But just specify what source does. Okay. And then from this, that gets me a sprite, which comes out of the image. Which is effectively an image for all intents and purposes. That's my sprite, but you need to pass parameters to it. How do you pass parameters to something in a Kivy file? There's a way to do it. Do we just need to specify everything? I've done it before, I'm almost certain. I'm pretty sure Kivy can pass things to it. Or is this one of those things that I have to do on the Python side? I mean, I suppose I can make a function which can generate them for me. Right. I think I can make a function that will generate them for me. I think that's how I've done it before. Then how do you... I can't wait to see how you handle frame rendering. Shush. Believe it or not, I've done this before. It's just been a very long time since I've had to do this stage of all this before. It's been a long time. Seriously, I've been too busy working with Python, Static images. RenPy. It's been a while. It's been a long while. Has been. Still, if I get this to work, it's freaking layout. This is actually the easy part. The math part's going to be the easy part. I love maths. Except when the 0 point is set in the bottom left instead of the top left. What the hell? So evil. So I can run a function. Is there a way to pass the information? I think there is. Because I've done it all here. Yeah, on text validate. That's all stuff I've done before. On text validate root register user. So then that screen login pop-up? No, not login pop-up. It's register pop-up. Oh, there's a function for it. But then roots. Sorry, I'm still looking at the gacha thing. There's app.root root.register user. So there's a register user function in here somewhere. Been a long time since I've looked at this code seriously. Party creation test, combat test, login test. Party member, no. User login. Create new user. What was it create new user I was looking for? It was register user. So where the hell's register user? It's in front end. Somewhere. Screen register. There we go. So yeah, there is a function on the other side, and that handles everything. There's just functions to set all those, right? How did I do this? Did I used to be a genius or something? I think I used to be a genius, and I've just had my brains like pour into my ears since then. I think it may be true. Either this is just incredibly unhelpful. We've got password 2. You've got label and text inputs associated with each other. Okay. Actually, like, the annoying thing is it's not very transparent. Kivy seems to want to do a lot of stuff under the hood without actually telling you, which is not helpful. So you're not sure how much you actually have to write, but it turns out you don't actually have to write that much. On text validate root register user. You run register user. Gets email from self ID's email. Right, okay, that's how it works. So it takes it from email field, which is right there, username field, right, so it gets all the detail. Then it runs the command. It looks through itself, or rather, it looks through the screen, which is defined as a class in the Python side, and then it extracts all the information from all of the fields. And then it functions it. Okay, so that's how I used to do it. You just get to run a generic function and then it does all the fun stuff. So. We are on not the main menu screen. Main menu screen's doing what? Wait, is it? No, it's not doing what we want because we want it to show the image, but it's not showing the image. But it's not the image that I want. Oh, this is so annoying. Because like I originally tried doing it in Kivy, like over here, because trying to do it over on this side wasn't working out. I tried to do it in Kivy because it seemed to be complaining about something. Yeah, it was because we were trying to do the binds over here, and the binds weren't working. But now apparently it's working. Yeah, why was it complaining about the binds? Maybe it's just because... I don't know. This is so annoying. See what I mean though? This is not very transparent. And or I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no idea what let's not kid around. I've clearly got no idea what I'm doing. I've muddled around with it enough to make it work to a degree. To a good degree. Clearly, I just have no idea what I'm talking about. Not wrong, to be honest. Ah, dear me. Okay. It's just weird why it's complaining the way that it is. We've got an image. How else have I done this? How have I done this? Ben's little pop-up comes up. That pop-up's adorable. I had so much fun putting pop-ups into the gacha game. You've got no idea. Screen register. Box layout. Got the inputs, which is fine. I don't want an input. I literally just want to display an image. Oh, actually, do I have to... Don't tell me I've got to do a subclass for every single one. Oh, that would suck. I have to do a subclass for every single subdivision. I mean, maybe I do? Maybe I do? Like, maybe... maybe I have to define every image at runtime? Like, that's what I'm trying to do. Maybor! Hello, Maybor. You're witnessing me suffering, trying to get a programming language that is not designed... Well, I mean, it's designed to do this. It's not the most convenient to do this. To actually play. Trying to make a freaking bullet hell game in Kivy. And bashing my head against a brick wall. We're making some progress. Like, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Is what seems to be happening. But anyway, hopefully you're doing very well, Maybor. Good to see you. Hope all's well with you. How do I do this? Like, do I need to make every single type of bullet a separate instance? Well, not a separate instance, a separate, like, inheritance in the sprite class? Feels unnecessary. What? Like, okay, is this gonna be done? Is this gonna be done? Let's comment that out. Look at that. No, if there is nothing doing nothing line of code, already better than pirate software. Wow. Well, I avoid that much at the very least. Don't go saying quite too much in my favor. Some of my regulars know just how bad at coding I actually am. Honestly, someone buy me up here. Is it actually impressive how much I get done sometimes? Not like in terms of how much code I actually write, how much the code that I write actually ends up somehow working. Did you hear what you did to protect against piracy? I heard some of it. I'm not the most up to date on everything going on with it. Not the most up to date on it. I hear drama sometimes, but yeah. Right, so we'll try making a my sprite instead of an image. Now we can specify source, which I'm going to make shot1 PNG. Let's see. X is... So we're doing this for the bullet, but this is fine. Let's put in this, just to be sure. Y gets to be all this. Let's see. Size X is 64. Size Y is also going to be 64. This is gonna work, right? This is gonna work. There's no reason why this shouldn't work. No reason at all it's not gonna work, is it? Nope, didn't work. Why didn't it work? Okay, so it's complaining about the UI manager. Why is it complaining about the UI manager? Because no builder. Ah, my sprite init missing 5 positional requirements. I mean, what? Right, okay, that's the problem. Somewhat. This is weird. One of his lines of codes in words, if one game is not pirated, if it's 0 game pirated. I wonder what we could do to make a pirated version of Jet Hut. Yeah, that doesn't seem like the most reliable way of stopping someone from pirating it. Like, they just need to decompile the code, change the 0 to a 1, recompile it, and then you're good to go. If indeed it even needs compiling. Seems very secure to me. Right, so I can't do this at first. This is all in the box layout. Can I just remove this? Oh, what did I do? Control Z. I wanted to cut that out. Let's see, how do I do this? Let's see, Kivy, pass parameters to Kivy object. Let's see. Remember, he worked 20 years in Blizzard. He for sure knows what he's doing. Not like he didn't make a single update to his game in 7 years. Curious. You are improperly using Python expressions in Kivy language. See the docs for proper syntax. That sounds very mean. Move your if expression after source. Okay, so that's not what I was looking for. I do love it when you go to Stack Overflow for advice and it just like does not tell you the specific answer. I just hate it when you don't get the specific answer to the specific question you asked in general. Like, why would you not get the specific answer that you're looking for? Right. Error handling. Keyword arguments in a net, that's fine. So how do you actually call it? This just looks like regular Python stuff. Kivy properties are easier to use than the standard one. That sounds like a lie. That sounds like a lie to me. Not handy. Nope, not helpful. Right, this is completely fine. Load a Kivy file. Yeah, I know how to load a Kivy file. This is fine. This is not what I need. I want to use a parameter. Does that mean I have to do it entirely in Python, but then it's complaining? Children list is actually backwards. Oh wait, hold on. Oh wait, hold on. I'm having a thought. I'm having a thought. Okay, hold on. Not that kind of thought, different kind of thought. Right, okay, hold on. Hold the flip on. So we do want my sprite to be sitting as it is. That's completely fine. Now what we do, let's go to the main menu. Instead of all this crap, we've got a better way of handling this now. So we just want self dot sprite, we'll just call it that, is, and then we put in the function call. So now it's, where has it gone? We've gotten rid of it, haven't we? Of course we have. All this. Somehow. So sprite is my sprite with all this. So now we can define everything. So the source is the shot image. X is this, which I'm not going to remove from being a mathematical expression. Y is going to be this. I think I can just hear TV like frothing and choking at the mouth right now, just dying at the moment. Right, okay, this is fine. And now we've got self.sprite. which means now I can go over here. We can remove this. And can we not just do box layout root dot sprite? Is that not something that I can do? Dies immediately of that exact spot. Invalid property name. Wonderful. That's tricky. That's tricky. Because we defined an instance over here. We're doing root dot something. Oh, hold on. Actually, wait, hold on. Maybe instead of it being a parameter, maybe we can do it as a function. So def generate sprite. That's not what I wanted. Back up to here. Copy these. Paste. Return this. So now we can delete that. Ooh. But now it's going to be sad. So now we've got generate sprite. It's a function that returns an object. But the function wants parameters. And I don't know if I can do this. Sprite itself is derived from widget. Well, it's derived from image, which is derived from widget. Also, nerd alert! Hello, Wendy. How are you enjoying your trip? I do hear Wendy's on a trip right now. Hopefully you enjoy. I'm bashing my head against the brick wall that is Kivy because I refuse to learn how to program in any other language than Python because I'm a moron. Yeah, hopefully you're doing good, Wendy. Let's see. What do I need? I need to get this to work. How do I get it to work? I can't just conjure a my sprite. I want to use a function to get the main menu to display. It doesn't look like it works. Hated the trip so far. No wonder you've been road tripping for hours. At least I'm off the water again. And yes, you've also been on the sea. Ah, see, there's the trick. When you're on a boat, there's a trick to not getting seasick. You have to not sit down. You want to be as close to the center of the ship as possible. And you want to like have your knees slightly bent. You can lean on something if you want, but you need to have your knees slightly bent. and you need to level yourself with the horizon. And then just like flex your knees to kind of like stay level. It's fun. Laughs and sleeping in rough seas. Yeah, no, I haven't spent like... Actually, no, tell a lie. I did go on a big cruise a couple of years ago. I did go on a cruise a good couple of years ago. There were like 2 stormy nights. It was like one night where there was like a medical emergency on board. So we had to go like super quick to like get someone to safety and then circle back to get back on course. And there was also, yeah, there was like one other day when we were like really rocky as well. I didn't get too bad. And then there was also the speedboat incident, but the less said about that, the better. Fun times. But yeah. So yeah, but generate sprite. How do we get this to work? The speedboat incident. Yeah. So I was on a cruise. We docked somewhere, but we had to like get on a speedboat to get from the island we docked at to the mainland. I think it was at Cozumel, actually, in Mexico. So we had to get the speedboat to get to the mainland because we're going on a day trip. And yeah, if you've ever been, you'll probably be very aware. They've got like a speedboat service to get you from the island of Cozumel itself to the mainland. It's like a really good distance. It's like 20 miles or something, probably more. So it took you like a really long time for like a normal boat to get you there. So they crammed us all into the speedboat, like a very, very like large speedboat. And yeah, that thing was literally skimming across the waves constantly. Like they were literally handing out plastic bags and little bits of tissue with what I think was like not tea tree oil, it was like ginger oil on it, like, you know, to like alleviate the seasickness that was inevitable. My trick to not getting sick was, well, I mean, was it the way there or the way back? I was like in the middle of the ship, so it wasn't too bad. But if you're out towards the edges of the ship, it's a bloody nightmare. Like the further from the center of gravity you are, you're just having a really bad time. So it was so bad that I actually just like refused to sit in my seat. I stood up in the aisle that I was fortunately right next to, and I literally just like set my feet apart and just like rocked with the ship, and I had like full control over my stomach. It was incredible. Everyone else was miserable. Like, don't get me wrong, I was still like sweating the way that I used to sweat when I was playing VR when I wasn't very good at it, and it was unpleasant. And of course it was also, you know, tropical weather, warm time of year. I was sweating to begin with, but it's like that awful clammy sweat you get when you're like trying not to be sick. Yeah, it was that kind of feeling. It was not very pleasant. Would not recommend. But I survived, and that's the important part. So yeah, that was fun. Thanks for the hydrate, Wendy. Here's the embarrassing thing. I didn't actually bring any water with me. Speaking of clams. Who's talking about clams? Why are you talking about clams, Wendy? What's clams got to do with anything? But yeah, I'm gonna refund it too. Yeah, I don't have any water. Yeah, I don't have any water. Get a refund. Hey, at least I'm refunding. Unlike some people, we actually observe some degrees of consumer rights. Unlike, say, itch.io, which is getting into a little bitty of hot water at the moment. Bastards. Anyway, what was I trying to do? We're trying to get this to work, but it's not working. Root.sprite isn't working. Root.generate sprite. Can I even pass the parameters I'm after? Like, is that a thing I can do? I'm gonna try. This is not gonna work. Could make something a bit class, but I won't. Sure. Clam, not class. Super autocorrect. Sure. 64, 64. And we want shot 1. Right, I don't think this is going to work, because I don't think you can pass parameters to a Python function in Kivy this way. Yep, crashed immediately, invalid property name. I don't know. Kivy pass parameters? Working with buttons. No, it's not a button. It's just something that's doing its thing. Create widget class, arrange a callback, define callback function, no. Button widgets. Then you bind self.callback, then you've got callback. But I don't want to do that. I don't want to do it with a button. I literally just want to do something. Send parameters to the init function. Right, okay, this might be it. It's possible you can specify optional keyword args. That's all Python code. If you're using Kivy language, creation is delayed. You can bind... User binds your update method when a property change or defer loading. Do I? Okay. I've got an idea. It's not a good idea. But, I mean, I've had several of those already. If this doesn't work, I'm probably going to call it stream. Oh, Kivy. Yeah, maybe I'll try doing something else. Maybe I'll even try, like, C++ or something. It's been a long time since I've done C++. But maybe I can do something in TV. But, I mean, I'm going to end the stream, but it's not just because I'm rage quitting TV. I also want to get some good rest because I am actually borderline having a health relapse at the moment, which is very fun. I have been going straight to bed after getting food this entire week. It's been rubbish. I've been exhausted. Well, except for Monday, but Monday I had a chilled out day anyway. Well, for the most part, I had shopping to do on Monday. But yeah, the rest of this week, like last 2 days, I've been getting home and I've been going to bed. And I can't be having a 4-hour stream today. I can't. Especially when I've got no idea what I'm doing. But yeah, so update sprite self. Then what we do is this. Cut that, paste that. So how do I trigger the update? Oh, I know how I can do that, actually. So we generate it all over there, then we change the texture to this. Whatever this is. So I'm gonna move that down to here. Okay, so now we've got update sprite set. So we generate the sprite as we normally would. So that just exists right here. And I think we set the source as well. We don't care about anything else. We can close that. This should be fine. I just want to see that this works now. We're not frozen entirely. We've got the sprite. Hell yes. Okay, this is good. This is good. So that's on its first generation. That's fine. That's completely good. That's fine. I'm happy. Now we want to update the sprite. Now we want to update the sprite. So we've generated the sprite. We need to say what its ID is. So ID gets to be, well, we'll just call it sprite, I suppose. ID sprite is there. So now we go down over here. We go to not generate sprite, because generate sprite's not going to do anything. We're going to delete that. I'll just tab it out just now. So we're on here. We do want the on pre-enter function, but we don't want all this stuff that comes after it. All we want to do is we want to... this is actually coming together. I think this might actually work. If this actually works, I'm going to be very, very happy with myself. So on pre-enter, how do I look up that object? Right, okay, so it's self dot... it's in self, that's in the screen, which is fine. We are currently on screen main menu. Self dot IDs dot sprite. So that gets us a sprite. Now we want to run update. If this works, I'm going to be so happy. You've got no idea. Let's update sprite. Where are we? So yes, update sprite. And now we just put in the parameters that we want. This is not an efficient way of doing it. The source that's here should be a placeholder rather than trying to load the entire sprite in. But after that, we can update it with the specific part of the sprite that we want to draw. So if I run it now, we don't immediately crash, then we crash. Errors in line 41 of update sprite. String object has no attribute texture. It's because I'm calling source. Source is fine. Source is a string, but it's not a string. It's actually meant to be a texture. And there's several spots where I've already written this, so I'm feeling pretty not terrible about this. Where's it hidden? Where have I've commented it out somewhere. I know I've commented it out somewhere. I have, it's working. Right, so it's actually image source whatever texture. So where's this gone? Down here. So this is an update sprite. Update sprite is here. So source is just whatever it is. So we want it to be image of source dot texture, not dot texture dot texture. That's fine. Your source unexpected argument. Source equals source. Dot texture. Dot get region. There we go. Maybe now. We're not crashing. Yes. All according to Keikaku. The hoops I have had to jump through to get that to bloody work is unreal. Utterly unreal. I can't believe it. Still, we got it to work. And I can even go to the new game screen. Wonderful. Ah, that feels nice. That feels good. That's satisfying. That is deeply frustrating that I had to jump through so many hoops to get it to work. So the way that I got the image to actually show the way that it should do, I couldn't just say, yeah, you can just be this section of this PNG file as soon as you're generated. No, you need to initialize first, but you initialize with no detail. Then, before the screen is actually displayed, then you update to point to the specific section on the image that I want you to. And then the display gets displayed. That makes sense. Apparently that makes sense to this engine. You know what? I'm not going to question it. I'm not even going to question it. It's completely fine. I'm just going to delete all this commented text that I don't need. And I'm not going to regret I'm not going to regret a thing. I am not going to regret a thing. Right, I'm going to keep that. That's fine. Gonna get rid of those. That's fine. Yeah, it was this that gave me the idea, the whole like update thing, which gave me the idea. That was a nightmare. Right, okay, so we didn't get quite as far as I had hoped today. I had hoped to actually get started on the very pretty bullet patterns. I would have loved to have been able to get started on the pretty bullet patterns. But the good news is we did actually get it to function. Did the ad like cut it off? We got it to work. Look, it shows. Does what I want it to do. It's beautiful. But yeah, that's good to know. Good to know that we can do that. We got there in the end. And that's the important thing. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about myself right now, to be honest. I'm feeling pretty good. Actually, here's a question. Can I get away running this without specifying a source for my sprite? We can! Oh, wonderful. We can just leave it blank. That's even better. Right, that's good. Happy with that. Very happy with that. Right. Saves us a bit of hassle. So we just create a my sprite, then we update the sprite, and that's wonderful. Okay. Right, well, I'm feeling very good about myself. Goliath! Good to see you, Goliath. I have been bashing my head against this brick wall that is Kivy for an hour and a half, and I finally managed to get a sprite to appear. Goliath did the thing again. You really did do the thing again. You always time it for when I'm just about to call the stream. That's a shame. But no, yeah. I think I do need to call it here, unfortunately. Yes, unfortunately, Goliath. Unfortunately so. So yeah, I've been streaming for like 2.5 hours already. I am effectively having a little bit of a relapse health-wise, which means I literally just want to lie in bed right now, but I still have to get up for work at like 7:30 tomorrow. So yeah, I'm gonna go to bed and I'm gonna chill for a couple of hours probably, and then probably still be rushing last minute to get to work tomorrow. But yeah, no, I'm doing okay. Like compared to previous years, I am laughing. Like I'm literally just saying, okay, Mel, you're a bit tired. You go to bed. You bit tired? Go to bed. You do nothing. I have one very important question. Why Python? Because I'm a masochist. Clearly. I would not be doing this if I were not some kind of moron. Now, I'm using Python because Python is a language that I'm most familiar with, and I basically refuse to learn how to do anything in another language. I could do, but honestly, it would it slow me down? Would it slow me down? Like, would I be better off like learning an entirely new language and then implementing what I already know towards understanding that, and then doing more stuff? Maybe. But I already know Python, and it works for me. Pygame and PyQt are hell. Oh, I'm using Kivy. I'm not even using Pygame. I bashed my head against the wall with Pygame for way too long. Pygame is Pygame is Pygame. Not a fan. Sorry, not a fan of Pygame. Yeah, I'm using Kivy. Kivy's kind of like, it's for making like mobile style apps with Python, but it can be used for like general graphic stuff with Python as well. Very kind of natural for UIs. Yeah. So the reason why I picked up Kivy is because 2 years ago I started work on a gacha game project. Actually, it's nearly been 2 years since then. Since I started working on the gacha game project. So I actually made like a full. I say full. I had a broadly functioning, by which I mean it had the base functionality of a gacha game server and client, and they could interact with each other, and I was so happy with it. But I did that all in Python because I'm like, I know how Python works, broadly speaking. And yeah, so I got that to work, and then I was like, right, okay, so I've got to the stage where I can't do anything unless I have a user interface. And I was like, well, I've already written the client software in Python, so I mean, it does make sense that I would actually write the front end in Python as well. And Kivy was the option that I went for, because it was meant to, it's a gacha game. It's going to be a mobile. It's going to be a mobile game. So yeah, so I started learning how to use Kivy, and it's very unintuitive. It's not quite as unintuitive as I found Godot to be. I had a really bad time with Godot when I tried to learn it. To be fair, it was a good couple of years ago. Godot's probably improved quite a lot since then. But yeah, I found it really like reverse intuitive somehow. And Kivy does not make itself easy. Like, the tutorials for Kivy are kind of spotty, and they're like really inconsistent whether you're using Python or whether you're using the KV language. It's a bit of a hassle, to be honest. It's a bit of a hassle, but I've been able to get used to it to the point where even now I can broadly remember what I'm doing, especially if I can just copy paste my old code. But yeah, I probably do need to look into other options at some point, at the very least for front end, if not back end. But yeah, no, I've spent so long working in Python that I'm just basically scared to try and do anything else. But yes, anyway, regardless of said difficulties, I've made some progress. I've learned a lot. And I've even got a pretty little bit of UI up and working, don't I? Well, I'm going to say pretty little bit of UI. I've got like part of an image to display. But to be fair, considering I'd never done anything in Kivy with image files before, I'd say I've done pretty well today. I'd say I've done pretty well today indeed, so I'm still rather happy with it. But yeah, anyway, I think with that having been said, I'm going to call things here. So thank you so much everyone for coming along today. Backend is logic behind the GUI or server you connect to. That would, for the gacha game, that would be the backend, as in the actual server that you connect to, like remote from the app itself. The app itself was also working as the game logic, and then the UI was also a combination of like Python and Kivy, basically. So yeah, just Kivy. So yeah, the entire thing was Python. I freaking love Python. Dear. And honestly, I don't know. I just like dumb challenges and doing things unoptimally. Like seriously, like if people weren't just like, oh yeah, why are you doing this in Python? Mel, why are you doing this in Python? I probably wouldn't do it in Python so much. Like, being told it can't be done in Python, or it ought not be done in Python, just makes me want to do it more in Python. I'm a moron. Yeah, so it's not about getting it done. Then enjoy Kivy. You wound me, Goliath. You wound me by suggesting that I don't care about actually completing the project. To be fair, actually, to be entirely honest, yeah. At the end of the day, I don't really care. At this point, I probably regret it. I honestly, like, when I start these projects, like, I mostly just want to learn something, or like to try to do something different, or to like scratch a little creative itch that I've got. Like, if I wanted to be like really lazy, I'd just load up Game Maker or something. I could just like load up Game Maker, because I've used it before. It's not too bad. When the free version does have fairly limited features, I think, unless they've changed it. But I could just load up Game Maker, and I could just do it in Game Maker, and then I'd be done. Like, it's good enough for freaking Toby Fox making Undertale in Game Maker, and props to him. Why would that not be good for me? Oh, the free version is the full thing. I knew it. Yeah. I thought they changed it. But yeah, if I wanted to just like go, okay, yeah, I'm gonna make a game, and it's gonna be simple because I've got an actual functioning engine, then I would just use that. But like, they changed it when Unity upended the money thing. Oh hell yeah, they really got on with that, didn't they? That's good to hear. Game Maker's not too bad. But yeah, no, if I really was just like, yeah, I want to knock something out in like a month or something, then I would just I would just use that. But I don't want to do that. I want with your genius, you could cure cancer, but I don't want to cure cancer. I want to turn everyone into dinosaurs. That's me. Like, you ever wonder why I suggested I was a mad scientist? That's why. I am motivated purely by what motivates me. Yeah, Game Maker's good. Yeah. If I did want to do something relatively simple, and I was like, yeah, I just want to knock it out, I would just use Game Maker. I just want to do dumb stuff. I wanna learn in an environment that I'm at least half familiar with, Python. I want to bash my head against a brick wall for a little while. But honestly, like, I really should just install Game Maker. It's been a long time since I've looked at Game Maker. Last time I used it was Game Maker 1, actually. So yeah, would be nice. Maybe I'll pick it up sometime and just play around with it. Will the game be Yuri like most other Dan Maka? Of course it will. It's me we're talking. Well, I mean, we'll see. But no, given half a chance myself, basically any game or story that I write or create would end up being Yuri. But yeah, no, we'll call the stream here. But yeah, anyway, as I was saying, yeah, I need to call the stream. I'm knackered. I'm so tired. Yeah, I might jump in the shower. Maybe. We'll see. But yeah, this has been really fun. This has been really fun. And I'm glad, like, honestly as well, here's another reason why it's a good thing that I'm doing this in Kivy as opposed to doing this in anything else. Because I've not been programming for basically the entire year. Like, I've dipped my toe into a couple of little projects. Like, I think I did like one session, like looking at the gacha game, like just like looking over the code. And then I did a couple little codes looking at some cryptography stuff. I've not done much programming this year, and like, this is one of the first times that I've actually like done some done some serious programming and made like even a small amount of progress. And like learned some like really new stuff aside from just doing like tutorials. So it's been good for that as well. It's just nice. But anyway, yes, I'll call it here. Once again, thank you so much everyone for coming along today, folks. Whether you've been here from the start, you came along partway through, you like Goliath came along at the very, very last minute. Next stream should be on Saturday. I am probably going to have energy on Saturday, so don't be surprised if we end up playing some more Skyrim VR. I've been having a lot of fun with Skyrim VR lately. If you're not following and you would like to come and chill with us as I'm playing a freaking 14-year-old video game, you're more than welcome. Oh, also news. Next Thursday rather, is my 4-year streaming anniversary. It's my 4-year streaming anniversary. So yeah, I basically I've been remembering. I have been remembering, but I'd also completely forgotten. So I'm thinking what I might do. I might treat myself. I might take a day off of work next Friday, so that I can have like a nice long stream next Thursday, where we can like do something nice and or silly, just as a kind of a celebration, and then I don't need to worry about going to work on Friday. I might do something like that. I'll see tomorrow whether I want to take the holiday. That'd be very nice. So yeah, expect something to happen next week. I don't know what it'll be. I might just even just be sitting chilling, playing a game or something. Although I don't expect it to be Skyrim. Anyway, as I say, with that being said, once again, thanks so much for coming. Until next time, until Saturday or whenever next I see you, take care of yourselves. Be very good to yourselves. And I'll see you all again very, very soon. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye-bye-bye. Bye-bye. We can star into Yuri Band anime. Yuri Band anime! I do like my Yuri anime. There's several of them I need to get around to watching, seriously. I've not been watching much anime this year. I've been so busy. I can't believe it's been like 6 months since I've been in my new job. I've been so busy. So much has been going on this year. It's been a busy one. But it's also been a good one. On balance, it's been a good one. Anyway, yes, let's see. Can we drop a raid on someone? Who can we raid? Maybe I'll rate some Yuri on my anniversary stream. Maybe we'll just like review some videos I've done before, and then some rating I've done before, and then do some Yuri. Maybe even finish off a Yuri project. Maybe I have to like stream until I've written a short Yuri story or something like that. Like as maybe it's like part of it or something. We'll see. We'll see. Let's raid. Let's raid Akemi. Akemi Lin. Not raided her for a while, and she's playing Elden Ring Night Rain, which I hear nothing but good things about. Anyway, take care, folks. Mata ne.